Eric Kramer starred for the Bears in the 1990s and still holds the franchise record for passing yards and touchdowns in a single season. But Kramer played through depression, and once he retired, the death of his parents from cancer and the death of his teenage son from a heroin overdose drove him to a suicide attempt in 2015. Now, he miraculously survived shooting himself in the head through his chin. And now Kramer's sharing the story through his autobiography, The Ultimate Comeback.
Surviving a gunshot wound to your head is probably not commonplace, I'm guessing. But if you do survive it, which I have, then being grateful for being alive, one thing, is an amazing feeling, which I still am. And having a sense of purpose, I got a phone call yesterday from a former teammate in Detroit who was desperately seeking to get a hold of me, and had called another teammate and told me some things he was going through that was similar to something I went through. And I started talking to him, and he goes, Eric, you have no idea what you just did for me. And he was getting ready to harm himself.
What are you hoping that people take away as a central message from the book?
When I was playing, there's two words that really never went together: mental health, which now it's everywhere. It's in schools, they have the dedicated resource to it. It's in the NFL and other pro sports teams, it's in companies. Most people either at one point in time, I don't care how old they are, at one point in time have either had depression and anxiety or know someone close to them who has. Like, that's nearly 100%. And that's just life. And I think this book helps to tell the story of one person who has dealt with that, and that there are proactive ways to deal with it.
The perspective that you have now that you didn't have when you were suffering through that depression, is there something that changed for you?
Yeah, I think, first of all, I'm not depressed. I didn't have the perspective of what would this do to other people. I didn't have it. I didn't have the, hey, this is temporary. Because when you're in it, it feels anything but temporary. And so I think just the more this becomes subject matter in schools, and the better.
Now, Kramer has become a champion for mental health since recovering from that gunshot wound. He has set up mental health programs for kids at middle schools in San Diego, where he now lives. And he's hoping to coach high school, which is what he thought he was going to be doing coming out of college. His book, The Ultimate Comeback, on sale right now on Amazon, and just a remarkable comeback story.
Absolutely.
That was so well done, Marshall, and I hope that people hear that and seek help if they need it. Remove the stigma.
Right.
Certainly, we've come a long way just in the time he was playing, and like he said, what we see now in today's current atmosphere.
Well, that was an important conversation and really interesting to hear from him. Thank you, Marshall.